You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rants for Black and White Sports. We're going to talk about Mike Tomlin, the head coach of the Steelers, who went full-on woke. The only thing is, for maybe now the most wokest individual in all of sports media, for Shannon Sharpe, Mike Tomlin didn't go woke enough, and now we have black-on-black media crime. Holy hell. You almost need a scorecard to keep up with the race for the most woke, as I like to refer to it as. Yeah, Mike Tomlin came out and made some statements around black hiring of head coaches. As we know, Eric Bieniemy still didn't get a job, and it's not because the man's black, for Christ's sakes. Oh, this is getting ridiculous. But it's what we've come to expect. And when Shannon Sharpe does something stupid, Black and White Sports is here to call it out. I feel bad for Mr. Matrixx. He loves making these Shannon Sharpe videos, and he missed out on this one. So you'll get the next one, man. You were in a position to hire black people, and you have not done that. Shannon Sharpe blast Mike Tomlin for comments on Eric Bieniemy. Good grief. Recently, Mike Tomlin brought to light a serious issue the NFL currently faces. And Shannon Sharpe believes that Tomlin's comments reek of hypocrisy. This is from the Sports Rush. Last week, Tomlin appeared on HBO's Real Sports, attempting to draw attention to the lack of diversity in positions of leadership in the NFL. Quote, I normally don't talk about this publicly during the offseason, but it's a critical issue for us. Tomlin, who is one of 3 black head coaches in the NFL, the irony of him talking about black coach. No, there's no black coaches, but he himself is a black coach. Okay. As important as this is for us in the NFL, it's important for us as a society. It deserves all the attention it can get. No, the most important thing is that the most qualified person for the job, regardless of race, is actually the one who gets the effing job, Mike Tomlin. That's the important thing for society. Oh, we're spiraling down a dangerous path here. Specifically speaking, Tomlin was upset about Eric Bieniemy's situation, as many others have been this offseason. Bieniemy is the Chiefs' offensive coordinator who was passed up for a head coaching job, despite 7 teams changing their head coaches. We'll get to Eric Bieniemy. We'll get there. He is a black man, which is the main reason that this situation has gained so much steam. Quote, Bieniemy is a real head-scratcher for me, Tomlin said. Every offensive coordinator of Andy Reid has had in the last 20 years has got a job. One of those guys, Brad Childress, hired me in Minnesota in 2006. He was a train wreck. Brad Childress was a train wreck. Now, Matt Nagy may not be so good with the Bears. We don't know yet. Now, Andy has the best offense we've ever had, and Bieniemy can't get a job, ? I don't have an answer for you as to how to make it better. The optimist in me says we will get better, but there's no evidence in the recent cycles to back that up. Without evidence, all we have is hope. We just haven't been able to move the needle. So Shannon Sharpe heard the interview with Mike Tomlin, and he got pissed. Oh, because we know Shannon Sharpe can throw a fit with the best of them, right? So check out this clip right now.
The problem that I have with Mike Tomlin saying this, Mike Tomlin has been a head coach for 14 years. Mike Tomlin has not hired a black offensive or a black defensive coordinator. Now, this is what he said. He says, I always do what's in the best for our organization. I believe in hiring from within in most cases. I'm highly sensitive to it, but I don't regret having a black coordinator. Skip, what the hell do you think those other teams are saying? They're hiring the best person for the job. You're doing exactly what you say they should not do. I'm not letting you off the hook with this, Mike Tomlin. You're in a position to hire black people. You have not done that. So I'm not going to let you throw stones at everybody else. You make some very compelling point, but you're the wrong messenger to be delivering this message. Until you hire people of color, I don't care nothing about no I hire from within.
And Shannon Sharpe came back and said he was clearly unimpressed with Tomlin's interview. Mike Tomlin is in a position to hire black coordinators, and he hasn't in 14 years. So I'm not going to let him throw stones at everybody else in a heated rant. In anticipation of criticism he would receive for not hiring a black coordinator, Tomlin did answer the following. I always do what is best for the organization. I believe in hiring from within in most cases. I'm highly sensitive to it, but I don't regret it, not having hired a black coordinator. I've had some good black coaches leave for other jobs. However, Shannon was clearly not buying it. Infuriated, what the hell do you think these other teams are saying? They're hiring the best person for the job. You're doing exactly what they said they should. You said that they should not do. I'm not letting you off the hook, Mike Tomlin. You are in a position to hire black people. You have not done that. And Shannon said that he talked about the fact that Tampa hired Byron Leftwich. Look, Leftwich was, for a few years, a solid NFL quarterback, okay, for about 4 or 5 years maybe, with Jacksonville. So, yeah, it makes sense that he would get a quarterback coaching job that would eventually lead to a offensive coordinator job. Look, I don't know why this doesn't get brought up. It's like nobody's supposed to bring it up when it comes to Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy has had some run-ins, okay, in his early life with the police. He did, okay? And, look, the passing game coordinator with the Chiefs was actually Mike Kafka, a former quarterback for the Eagles, okay? Passing game coordinator. All right, so when you have that combination, something is happening with Eric Bieniemy. He has interviewed for how many jobs over the last 2 years? 12, maybe? There is obviously a blatant reason the man is not getting a job that is not tied to race. Either he doesn't interview well, people look at his past and are like, you know what? Don't know that I want to... Look, these positions are in large part the CEO of a football team. If somebody has somewhat of an ambiguous past, and I understand when we're all young, we get into some shit, but you're still handing over a $1 billion franchise to somebody with, look, I mean, you know, we all were wild when we were younger, but nobody's handing me a damn $1 billion franchise to coach football. And let's put it this way. I don't have nearly the past that Eric Bieniemy does. In fact, I've never been arrested, okay? We can't say that for him, okay? And that's a thing. That is a thing in this, whether anybody wants to bring it up. It never gets brought up by Mike Florio. It never gets brought up by Shannon Sharpe. It never gets brought up by Mike Tomlin or anybody else bringing up Eric Bieniemy. He's got a past, okay? Plain and simple. Plain and simple. If you do the research on it, you can find it. All right? And it's very confusing as to what his role is in that offense that is put together in Kansas City. You know, who's running the offense? Who's designing the plays? Is it Andy Reid? Is it Mike Kafka? Is it Eric Bieniemy? Nobody knows, and I don't think the teams know. Or the teams do know, and that's why he's not getting a job. It's got nothing to do with his race. I mean, Anthony Lynn has been hired in there. He has since been let go. Look, I like Mike Tomlin a lot. I do. He feels old school. He's a roughneck, gets out there. He's always brash, in your face. He is outspoken, never passes the buck, always blames his own preparation for his own team if they have shortcomings, okay? He's no Bill Belichick, but I like Tomlin. And Shannon Sharpe, you know, I mean, he's casting stones back at Tomlin for bringing this up, but there's a reason why head coaches hire from within. It's because they want to maintain continuity, okay? Particularly in that in that quarterback position, right? Quarterback coach, offensive coordinator. That's usually how that goes. Offensive line coach, quarterback coach, offensive coordinator. All that lines out, and that's why those guys get promoted up within. Okay, there may be a reason. The timing wasn't right. A position came open the Steelers had open. One of those black coaches that came off the staff was already hired by somebody else. Shannon Sharpe is just pulling shit out of his ass and throwing it at the wall right now. Shannon Sharpe, what he has officially done is he has taken black, and if you don't do blah, you are a what? An R word, an ist, R-ist. We all know what that is. And I think it's ridiculous. I think what Mike Tomlin said was ridiculous. I think Shannon Sharpe, for blasting Mike Tomlin, is ridiculous. I think nobody bringing up the root issue of Eric Bieniemy is the biggest issue, but nobody can see that, Mike Florio included. It's all about race. Oh, good God, it's all about race. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Good grief. Look, this Shannon Sharpe is the gift that keeps on giving. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.